Hello, my beautiful Pisceans. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today I'm going to be tapping into the energies of those of you that are currently not in communication with your person. So, as per usual, I will be starting off with an oracle and we can just clarify the existing energies with tarot. Alrighty, let's see here. Balance. Okay. So off the bat here, there is a lack of balance. I do see that these cards, they speak about your throat chakra. So it could be that someone wants to express something to you or explain to you why they were not reciprocating the energy that you were putting forward in the past. And the reason why I say a lack of balance is as much as there is, a figure there holding the scales, the three people in front seem to be very upset. So something here seems out of balance, or you feel like things were not fair on one end. This could have been a bond where you felt that things were very one-sided here. Workaholic on the bottom of the deck. So some of you could be kind of just shifting your focus to work, or you're trying your best not to think about this person or the situation. Something doesn't feel fair to you is what I'm picking up on. Very interesting. And what's on the bottom of the deck? Facade. Some of you feel like this connection came to an end kind of like out of the random, or, you did not expect it. Again, you guys could be craving a sense of closure here. Okay. Now, what I see essentially is like an extreme energy shift without an explanation. We have facade at the bottom of the deck, and then we have confusion behind that. And so what I'm getting from this energy is essentially you feeling very left out, or you feeling very misunderstood during the time of the separation here. Facade lets me know that some of you feel like you're involved with an individual who has like a double life, or they were hiding something from you and they weren't really bringing it to the forefront here. And again, you just felt like you were kept in the dark about a lot. Complacency. Some of you feel that there was a lot of confusion that took place in this bond here, okay, first and foremost. Secondly, you feel like when you were seeking answers, things were at a standstill. So whether it was, in a form of your person dismissing your emotions, or you just feeling misunderstood, like feeling that you're constantly expressing your emotions and how you feel to your person, but they're not really receiving it well, or making you feel like, hey, I understand, and hey, I'm willing to change, that sort of thing. I just keep getting like, I'm getting the word vanish. So it's almost like, do you feel like things just kind of came to some sort of halt and you were like, okay, where did this come from? Or like some sort of energy shift where there was no explanation. So it, you felt very confused. You felt very like you wanted an explanation here is essentially what I'm getting, or like a form of closure. For some of you, again, this could be a case of ghosting, where you feel like your person kind of gave you the short end of the stick in terms of like giving you a very topical explanation as to why things can't work out. Or for some of you, they did not explain to you at all. Either way, I see that both parties here are very tired of the complacent space that the bond is currently, at here. And with balance, again, it kind of reminds me of the Temperance card. There was a lack of reciprocity in the past, and your person could be working on, it's almost like balancing the scales, making you feel understood, because I keep getting like a very quick energy shift with absolutely no explanation followed by it. Okay. Let's see. Three of Wands, Six of Cups. Some of you are getting very tired of this waiting game. I do see that this is someone you have a lot of history with, of course, and maybe you met this person, in your childhood here, but it also lets me know that this is a very deep bond. Six of Cups, it's like this person feels some sort of security. They feel that you are home to them. Okay, they want to return to you, but with that Three of Wands, I can see that there's still a waiting game going on. Okay, some sort of resistance. Maybe you feel like your person is operating from a space of ego or pride at this time. As I split the deck, Eight of Cups. some of you feel like this person left you no choice but to walk away, okay? Or during this period of separation, you're starting to realize the reasons as to why you walked away, right? Because even now in this period of separation, some of you feel like your person is not really doing anything to fix it with that complacency card there. And you know, in the past, I do feel like there was a lot of uncertain energy here that, you know, potentially resulted in you having cold feet, because the third card has a lot to do with your root chakra. So many of you right now, you could be in a space of like centering yourself is what I see. And again, walking away was not, you know, was not easy here with the 8 of Cups. I feel like, you know, there was a lot of baggage. There was a lot of, you know, questions. You felt very deprived because it was almost like an overwhelming feeling of, I don't know what to do. I feel like I've tried everything, because this seems to be someone where you guys either were in like a live-in dynamic, or you guys have like a lot of history together where you feel like the cycles were so repetitive until it got to a point of you feeling like, I really just, I can't do this anymore. You know, I'm really emotionally overwhelmed and I don't have the energy or what it takes to try to work on this for, you know, the second or third or fourth time. You know what I mean? Pisces. Okay. Five of Swords. Leading up to the separation here, right, Pisces, you guys could have had a very harsh argument with this person where you feel like you were kind of like, here's what I'm getting, like a scenario where you're trying to explain yourself to this person and how you feel and you know, what's wrong here essentially. But you felt like your person was being nonchalant, or they weren't really looking at your side of things, because it seems like one person here is kind of speaking over the other person, but it's also an energy of you don't know how else to get this person to listen to you. Like I'm getting a very like drained, like this is the last time I'm going to tell you this. I'm deprived, I'm tired, like can you please try to understand me? Like that kind of energy is what I'm getting from you, Pisces. And again, you could have had a family with this person, and I do see children here. And some of you, this is very specific, but maybe you feel like, or this separation occurred because you wanted to, like you put your children first. Like maybe you felt like there was way too many arguments or way too many conflicts here. And if it wasn't, if you don't have children or anything like that, it could be that this person says a lot of things that upset you, or they hurt your inner child. Like when you sit back and you think about it, you're very bruised by what this person, or how this person speaks to you, I should say, because the swords talk about like that back and forth communication. There's something here that occurred, like an exchange of words that affects both of you on a mental level. Okay. Now again, guys, I feel like for some of you, again, there's this nonchalant energy that your person gives off where it really rubs you the wrong way. If it's not nonchalant, it's someone who is just not expressive to you, or they brush off your emotions. So then you feel like you have no choice but like raise your voice, or like if it's not raising your voice, like maybe you feel like you have to say something in a very blunt manner for this person to understand. And it's not to say that you're being mean or anything like that. I just feel like you felt you had no other way to get through to this person. You're like, it's this energy of you continuously trying to explain something to this person and them just not understanding your perspective. And I see that because with the Five of Swords being the first card, the main focus here is the conflict that took place between the both of you. Maybe you feel that leading up to this separation, yes, there was like a really large argument or a conflict, but you wanted to have a conversation. You wanted a sense of closure. So when I was picking up on that energy, sorry about that, guys. When I was picking up on that energy of you feeling like this person left with no explanation, maybe you feel like the last conversation you had with this person is just so hurtful, or it's so like, you feel so like misunderstood. You know what I mean? Like if a bond here ended off on an argument, there's like so much that was said, but then there's so much that was left unsaid. So both of you are now thinking about that. And I do see regret surrounding this. It's like, okay, there's a lot of anger here, right? But like when you boil it down, what's beneath anger? Sorrow, sadness, right? So I just feel that as much as you guys are angry with each other, you're also very upset about the outcome. Okay. And you have a lot of love for this person. You know, you guys had, you know, high hopes for this connection here. Like, look at this card, right? You guys are very passionate about each other. And it just seems that when things are good, they're great. But when, you know, you guys have a disagreement, maybe it turns into like, oh no, it's your fault, or it's your fault, or like, you know, it seems like they're blaming each other there. And guys, no judgment. I'm really just reading the energies here, right? And like some of you are like, okay, well then why does this person keep making their way back into my life? Like that's your question here. And again, I was being drawn to the family picture with the heart there. Like you had a lot of high hopes for this bond here. This is someone that either you have a family with, or that was like in the talks here, if you will. Six of Swords, yeah. There's something that, okay, I'll give you two scenarios. There's something that you feel like needs to be left behind in order for this connection to be successful, or you feel like there is a lack of understanding, right? Like when it comes to a mental level, when it comes to like you guys communicating, and that's why you feel like you need to move away. So here's the thing, like what I see with these two cards is in order for you guys to be at a more calm space, this is how you guys feel. You feel that there needs to be more of an understanding, and this is in the mutual energy. So your person understands that maybe they perceived you in the wrong way, or maybe they were not trying their best to understand you, right? Like, you know, Pisces, I'm getting an energy of like, like every time you express yourself, you feel like it turns into an argument, and that within itself could have been a red flag to you. Because it's almost like you feel like, okay, why is it that every time I express my emotions, like you get mad at me for expressing my emotions? Like, what's wrong with me expressing my emotions? You know, I'm not trying to argue, but I feel like, you know, in a bond here, we should both be able to express how we feel to each other. You just felt very misunderstood. It's a really repetitive download that I'm getting here. So yeah, guys, I feel like, again, there is this energy of wanting to move to calmer waters here, but the next card is complacency. So you feel like your person is, you know, operating from a space of ego, or you feel them tugging on your energy, and maybe you feel like they want to reach out, which is what I see here, but they're not really doing anything about it. It's someone who's like up in their mind, you know, about what they want to do here. Okay. For many of you during the time of the separation, or you moving away here, the only thing that you had left while you were moving away were these emotions. You know, memories of maybe like when you first met this person and when things were smooth sailing up until they were not. My apologies, guys, but yes, you felt like the lack of understanding is essentially what really rubbed you the wrong way. And again, when you had to move away, or when this separation occurred, what hurt the most is, you know, I'm being drawn to the heart on her sweater there, and it lets me know that the main focus here was the emotions. There's a heart in the first card as well as the second. So it's like we have so much emotions for each other. It's almost like this bond started off very hot and heavy, but it had like a very like cold, abrupt ending, or it was such a large misunderstanding, right? And so like you can't help but wonder, you know, we do have emotions for each other, but you know, why are we not able to understand each other? Why do we say mean things to each other? Or like, you know, why did we have this harsh argument? You know, there's a lot of questioning pertaining to what you guys said to each other is what I'm sensing. Seven of Cups. For some of you, this argument here could have been about your person not clearly communicating what they wanted from this bond, or you feeling like, okay, you tell me you want a commitment, but you keep your options open, or you, like, if this is not a case of love bombing, guys, it's someone who's essentially telling you so many different things, and they're doing so many different things, it's causing you to be in a confused state, right? We did see confusion in the other deck that I used here, but I will say, guys, for many of you, yes, the Seven of Cups talks about options. It talks about, you know, love bombing, that sort of thing. But when, you know, really behind it all, it talks about an illusion. So you feel like your person either had a facade or created some sort of illusion surrounding this connection here. And you wanted a truthful and honest conversation. Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords. The uncertainty is essentially what made you walk away. For some of you, you know, there are divorce papers on the table here. So could be that, you know, this is someone that you've gone through a divorce with, or just a breakup. It doesn't have to be a divorce, but Knight of Wands, it's essentially the uncertainty, the in and out energy from this person's end that either turned you off or you felt like this is why things are not going to work. You know, Seven of Cups is a very tough energy because it does talk about, you know, emotions. That's essentially what the cups talk about, but it's confused emotions. It's mixed emotions. So even if it comes from one party, by default, it would affect the other party. Sorry about that, guys. I recorded your reading 3 times, guys, and each time I was having, you know, throat chakra blockages. So I'm like, you know what? I think there's someone here that is being very secretive, or maybe, you know, I'm picking up on your person's energy here, right? Like, again, like when you speak to this person, when you ask them to express, you may feel like it's so tough for you to get through to them, or like for you to have them bring down their wall here. Yeah, let's see. 5 of Swords. The Star, yeah, exactly. Wanting to heal from this connection, because pretty much I was telling you guys, as much as there's anger and frustration here, anger comes from a space of sorrow. It comes from a space of sadness. Anger is kind of just the mask, right? So, you know, your person is focused on the argument, but they want to heal from this argument. Some of you may be involved with an Aquarius. And I will say, guys, like, because there's a lack of emotional expression here, you don't really know how much this person cares about you. But I'll tell you, you know, with the Star, that means that this is someone who looks at you as one of a kind. You know, not only, it's not just about your beauty and feeling like, you know, you get a lot of attention or anything like that, because the Star could talk about fame and, you know, getting attention and that sort of thing. But behind it all, like your energy, it is so sacred to this person. Like they love your energy. They love the way that you make them feel. And they just feel like they've never really met anyone like you, right? The emotions that this person has for you are very deep also, because they feel bad about something that they said to you. And that's a persistent download here. They want to heal this connection. It's someone who wants to apologize. It's almost like, you know what I'm getting here, Pisces? Like, it's almost like when this person doesn't understand you, you understand them, right? So it's almost like, okay, like this person could have, for example, had like a very rough upbringing, or there's something here that you know affects this person's ability to express their emotions to you. Wow. So you guys definitely know that there is, you know, something here, you know, whether it's pertaining to their childhood that, you know, affects their ability to express their self to you, but then you also feel like they're not trying hard enough. Like maybe there's some sort of excuse that they use, or, you know, generic example. They're like, oh, like that's how I was brought up, or this is something that's instilled in me. But you're like, well, if you love me, are you willing to make the changes here? You know, you can't just keep speaking to me in, you know, a disrespectful manner and expect to get away with it. Right? Because it's almost like even if the argument's over, both of you are still thinking about it. That's how I know that what was said was pretty harsh, or it was hurtful on you know, both ends here, obviously. So again, wanting to heal this, the Devil, obsessively thinking about it. Knight of Swords, the Chariot. What they wish to do is rush in. You know, they want to see progress here. Some of you may be involved with the air sign, Capricorn or a Cancer, but I just see them obsessively thinking about this. They feel such an attachment to you is what I'm picking up on. Like someone who feels like, maybe they feel like they've known you in a past life, right? Maybe they feel like, you know, when you guys first met, you guys just hit it off. Like they feel so comfortable around your energy. And they feel so attached to this situation, so attached to what happened. And sometimes they try not to think about it because they feel like, why am I thinking about something or someone that I'm not speaking to? But then that's when they know the depths of their emotions. That's when they know that they're in love with you. The Star. Yeah, feeling very left out in the cold here and missing you is essentially what I see. But there's this energy of your person having such a difficult time communicating to you. I wonder if it's blocked communication, or like you guys will know your situation better than I will. But I feel like this is someone where you had to like break down a fence, a wall, and another wall before you get some sort of emotion out of them, you know? And I'm not laughing at your situation, guys. I'm just trying to like explain it to you, because as I'm channeling, like I've had the most difficulty with your reading so far. And so I'm letting you know that, again, you know, your person is struggling when it comes to communicating with you and figuring out the right thing to say. But they do miss you with that Five of Pentacles. This is very specific, okay? But, okay. So here's what I'm seeing, guys. There's a lot of chemistry here, okay? There is, and a lot of love. But essentially, guys, what chemistry is, it's like a neurological reaction to something that feels familiar. And if you're like, why are you telling me this? The reason why I'm telling you this is because some of you, this person has an attachment to you, or you have an attachment to them because you guys have known each other for so long, or it's just what you know, it's just what you're familiar with. Right? But now it's up to you. You guys could be going through this introspective period where you're trying to decide, you know, do I, like, is the chemistry here because I'm familiar? You know, is the chemistry, you know, because I feel, you know, I know this person from a past life, or I know, you know, this feels like home to me. This feels familiar. Like, is it like in a good way, or is it in a bad way? I'm getting something with like an attachment style here as well. So maybe some of you feel like this person is either attached to you for the wrong reasons, or there's something else that they're attached to, right? Because the devil there could talk about addictions or attachments, you know, that sort of thing. You know, your question could be, you know, why is this person so attached to something that, you know, and it seems that they're attached to something that feels like home, or it feels like it's all they know. So again, if it's not about this connection, your person definitely is attached to like a behavioral trait or a thinking pattern, something that's deeply instilled in them. You know, and that's why I described it as chemistry, because, you know, generically speaking, guys, chemistry is essentially just what you're familiar with. And it's up to you to differentiate whether, you know, the chemistry is good or bad, right? Yeah, wanting a new start here. Some of you may be involved with a Taurus or a fire sign, but I see someone who wants to commit to you, and they're thinking about this failed commitment. Again, the first step here is to healing what they have said. Coming out of the cold, coming out of a period of missing you. Okay, Six of Swords. And, you know, again, with, you know, feeling something about, you know, you feeling like home, or something about you feels so familiar to this person. It could be that you remind this person of someone in their past, or someone that has helped them, or gives them some sort of comfort, like, because this person feels like they can be their self around you, which is amazing. But there's also these characteristics that you wish that they would alter. You're like, I'm glad you're comfortable around me, but I don't want you to get too comfortable. Or like, you feel like you handle this person so well that they just feel like they can kind of throw anything at you, and oh yeah, Pisces will be fine. Oh yeah, Pisces, you know, Pisces is always fine. But that's not really the truth of the matter, right? Because clearly you're hurting under it. You still feel misunderstood. Okay. Six of Swords. Six of Wands. Wanting to move closer to victory is essentially what I see. This is someone, again, who feels like anyone would be lucky to have you. Wow, guys, I'm actually losing my voice, and I've been trying to record your reading for like 4 times now. Hold on, guys, give me a break. I'm gonna come back. Alrighty, my apologies, guys. So, wow, definitely a lot of secrecy here, guys. Every time I try to tap into the energy here, like, this is probably the most difficulties I've faced trying to deliver a message, but, you know, neither here or there. So Six of Wands, guys. Again, wanting to move closer to victory, wanting to move to calmer waters. But essentially, they feel like the first step here is healing this argument. What I will say is your person is holding back a lot of emotions. They are having, the thing that feels the most difficult to them is expressing their self to you. Like, if you take away one thing from this reading, just let it be that your person thinks about you a lot. But they have a hard time expressing their emotions to you. Something about you feels so familiar. Something about you makes this person feel so comfortable, right? And right now they're in a sense of, did I get too comfortable, right? Did I overstep my boundaries here? They feel so comfortable around you, but when you're upset with them, they also feel so anxious, or they also feel so nervous, or like they feel a lot of guilt or shame, you know, essentially is what I'm seeing here. Like they're so comfortable when they're around you, when you guys are on, you know, better or the best or good terms here. But when it comes to, you know, you being upset at them, they just feel like they failed you, and then they don't know how to express it either, which is like the cherry on top. It's not that they don't know how to. Everyone knows how to express themselves. They can learn how to do so. But right now they're facing a lot of difficulty. If you can't tell, every single time I'm trying to, you know, tap into your person's energy, you know, I keep losing my voice. But when I'm speaking to you guys, it seems to be fine, right? So, all right, what's the Seven of Cups? Two of Swords. Very focused on the confusion and the indecisive behavior here is what I see. The reason why you guys are in separation, or the reason why you feel like things are complacent right now, is because your person is going back and forth in their mind. Also, some of you feel like you will not speak to this person unless they come forward with a firm decision. Wanting justice for betrayal here. You know, this argument, again, could have been because your person was keeping their options open, or they just were being so indecisive where when you brought it up to them, they, like, this is someone who would rather be angry or, you know, mask their emotions with like an argument as opposed to just sitting down and telling you what, you know, how they feel or exploring their emotions. Like I keep getting that this is definitely an individual who's not comfortable expressing their emotions or exploring them. Two of Swords, let's see. Five of Cups. Look at this, guys, double fives. You could be seeing 555 a lot. You know, symbolic for overcoming an obstacle, some sort of change taking place in this dynamic. But Five of Cups, very focused on the past. Essentially what I see here, guys, is your person just having difficulty figuring out how to talk to you, how to express their self to you. There's a lot of regret surrounding, you know, the connection here, the confusion that they've caused. But you know, some of you still view this individual to be confused, or you will not move forward here unless they clearly communicate what it is that they want from this connection. You know, again, with the Two of Swords, some of you feel like they have dismissed your emotions in the past, but again, guys, I'm not trying to diagnose anyone here, right? That's not my job, but I'm just saying that there's someone here who either had like a very traumatic upbringing, or they're just not comfortable with their emotions at all. This could be someone who has like an image to maintain, or they think that showing, you know, emotions are a sign of weakness. But I just see someone facing great difficulty when it comes to exploring their emotions. And so it makes it that much harder for them to verbalize their emotions to you. Like they could be burying their self in work, or like with the Devil card, it could be another coping mechanism that's not serving them. You know, they're attached to something, or like a familiar way of living, and they're sticking by it because it's familiar, but they know it's wrong, or they feel like they want to make some sort of change. They don't know how to. When you boil it down, it's essentially someone who's feeling a lot of sorrow. You know, it's someone who feels very out of place. You know, they're missing you. They're wanting some sort of change here. They're just not quite sure how to go about it. Whew. Okay, let's see. I do see your person potentially reaching out with the Fool card. It does talk about someone who reaches out, or someone who's willing to take a leap of faith here. But how I see it, you know, yeah, Chariot, the Moon, this is definitely hidden from you. They feel a very deep connection to you. But look at this, guys. Okay, so if we read it in this order, the Chariot wanting progress, but it's hidden from you. Then we have the Two of Cups, but look what's behind the Two of Cups, the Lovers. Again, another card of indecision. This person may be at a crossroads. Like they feel like if they chose to be with you, it would change their life. But if they chose not to be with you, it would also change their life. This person has a massive life-altering decision to make. They feel this connection with you. It's mutual. You know, Two of Cups is like, you can't really beat that energy in terms of like emotions. This person loves you a lot. They feel like you guys are meant to be. But there's a decision at hand that they need to make. Okay, let's see. Let's clarify the Fool. Two of Wands, yeah. They're looking towards the future. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were to reach out to you, but some of you don't connect with this, or there's some sort of disconnect because you don't believe that this person's clearly communicating what they want. Some of you, I'll be honest with you view this individual to be very confused at this time. And if I was to boil down the confusion, it comes from a place of sorrow. You know, we all heal at different pace, at a different pace here, right, guys? And I'm not saying any of this for judgment. I'm simply just explaining so you can understand, right? I feel like there's something your person is holding on to in the emotional department that they have yet to heal from. Because this is kind of like unhealed behavior, right? If you can't accept your emotions and you're not able to explore them, there's something deeper within. And they kind of just keep pushing it down. And they find comfort within you and they love you. But again, if they don't deal with the thing that they're attached to, if they don't, try to deal with these emotions that they've suppressed, it's going to be very hard for them to, move forward and have a successful bond with you or express their emotions to you. You see what I mean, guys? Like, I can't make it up. Every time I'm trying to tell you how they're feeling, I just keep losing my voice. Like, it's someone who's facing great difficulty healing something that's within them is what I see here. Okay. So my wonderful Pisceans, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.